Hello and welcome to the Daily Dominion for December 7th, 2024. We are playing full random today, I assume. Sure looks that way. We've got Recruiter. We've got Sea Witch. We got Hunting Lodge and Ronin. That's interesting. Lost Arts. Merchant Guild. We got some stuff here. We're going to want to open with a gear for sure. And then the question is, do we go double gear? I think the answer is yes. So 2 coins is not great. It's not great. But we should have a pretty good thing here this turn. Set aside a gear. Grab a recruiter. What do you think we want before we take Old Witch? All right, now I think we go Old Witch, Sea Witch. And then we'll probably pick up 2 of those and then back to Recruiter. I think. All right, still got 2 villagers. Maybe we actually prefer Hunting Lodge now. What we really want to do is hit 6 and get Lost Arts, maybe. Well, nah, I mean, we don't have anything concentrated enough in our deck for that to make super much sense. It would be nice to get plus buy. I mean, if we're playing, we're only bleeding 1 villager per turn. Like, we've got 1 estate left. Only bleeding 1 villager per turn if we are playing, like, Sea Witch Recruiter gear return. We take a Hunting Lodge, we're at break even, and we can, like, trash curses a bit. On the other hand, if we take Merchant Guild now, can we afford... I mean, there's also Vault with Hunting Lodge. And Ronin. I don't know why I was saying Hunting Lodge Ronin. Like, that's not really a thing. But, I mean, a little bit, but not really. I guess there's Innkeeper, but yeah, like, Vault Hunting Lodge with Merchant Guild, that could actually be a thing. And Ronin. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to be done here. There's just a question of, like, are we going to get stuck if we don't take a Hunting Lodge now? Are we going to be able to afford to leverage the plus buy from Merchant Guild is the other question. And I kind of think we won't. So I think we take the Hunting Lodge now. I think we go Hunting Lodge, Merchant Guild. And we might actually want to stick Lost Arts on Merchant Guild. I could see that being the play, but let's get the Hunting Lodge. Oh, y'all are going to need to get a second recruiter because they do have a Sea Witch now. Well, I guess we can... We're not going to buy Lost Arts this turn, right? What to do? Because we are going to run into of villager issues here. Really do need that merchant guild, though. Oh no, wait. We have Sea Witch. We should set aside the curse. Three villagers. Is that enough to get by? Given that we're not going to have another estate to trash. Like, we got a merchant guild. We're playing a lot of terminals. Next turn, if we don't set aside copper, we get... We're going to have 8 coins. So we could just buy like a 5 Hunting Lodge silver next turn. And then plan to recruit the silver. Alternatively, we buy Hunting Lodge for 1 more turn. We do kind of want the other recruiter as well, as I mentioned, but then again, they only have 1 Sea Witch, so they're only going to get a curse every other turn until they get another Sea Witch. Tricky, tricky. I think it's Merchant Guild. Okay. We hang on to the curse. Hunting Lodge. We're going to draw all this stuff if we play the recruiter, so I think it doesn't actually matter. Now, if we stopped here, well, we'd be better to stop here if we're not going to set aside with gear. But maybe we are. Maybe we just buy a Hunting Lodge for now. Or Lost Arts. But I'd like to get the coffer. Hunting Lodge with 1 villager left. We spent 2 villagers this turn, so that should be good enough. Next turn we have a coffer. We also, our deck is a little bit smaller, although if we get cursed this turn it won't be, but... I don't know. We'll see, I guess. Did get a curse. So like what we could do, potentially, is set aside recruiter this turn. But basically the question is, do we want to burn the villager to trash a curse? We could set aside recruiter curse. We have 8 coins. We go Hunting Lodge silver. I think because they don't have the second Sea Witch, I think I like that better. And if we need to recruit the silver, that's like totally fine. Ooh. Well, that's unexpected. Yeesh. I think we actually have to discard here. We cannot be going around without our... We were going to set aside here. Ideally, would gear and then Hunting Lodge discard again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 8 cards. Well, we can't draw 2 cards that we're not willing to set aside. Not really. I mean, I guess we could draw like Silver Merchant Guild. Even then, I think that's okay. Okay. Oh, wait. Shit. Right. We don't actually trigger the shuffle. We can't get back to the Hunting Lodge. Damn it. Nah. That was really unlikely. All right, what if... We didn't have the Merchant Guild anyway. What if we just stick Lost Arts on Hunting Lodge? And we don't have to worry about this, like, basically ever again. But yeah, that was, like, with the Sea Witch duration draw and all that stuff, that was crazy unlikely. All right. We don't actually have any curses. All right, so we got 8, 9, 10, 11 coins. One short of where I'd like to be. Because I want to set aside 2. We're definitely going to get another Merchant Guild here. We could... I guess we could get another silver. We could also get an Innkeeper. I mean, if we're not... Yeah, let's get this silver. We really want to be hitting, like, at least double 5 going forward. And we... Oh, the curses have almost run. Okay. We do... The curses are empty, so we maybe don't actually need another recruiter. I'm wondering about... I am wondering about Vault with Hunting Lodge. Like, as we thin down here... Like... I mean, it would be nice to get another Merchant Guild, but we did fail to draw by 1, but we did trash a card this turn. We should be exactly drawing next turn. So if we went like Vault Merchant Guild, we might run out of actions. It is possible. But like we could also just do Vault Hunting Lodge and figure 3 buys is good enough. Hunting Lodge Merchant Guild would be a card short, or should be. I think I'm going to go with Vault Merchant Guild. All right. We are short of actions to be able to make real good use of the Hunting Lodge discard here, but we should still play one of these just in case. Okay, now potentially. Now there it goes. We don't have another Merchant Guild down there. No. Let her see which. I mean, we could trash the silver here, but I think we don't need to. Okay. Now I think we do want another Hunting Lodge. We did trash another card here, so Hunting Lodge, Merchant Guild, one more Insurance Hunting Lodge. How's it getting low? We've got the points lead. Hard to see them being able to buy. I mean, they've only got 4 buys, so they can't pile on this. But if they lower further, then we can. So I think that seems pretty good. I don't want to take another copper because I don't want to fail to draw. The 9 coffers. Wait, why did we get... Oh, right, we had... Well, they did get another Merchant Guild, so... I think sometimes the AI just does not... It's just, like, really incautious. If that makes sense. Alright. We could do, like, a vault thing right now. I mean, each card we discard, like, we get... Once we're down to 5 cards in hand, each card we discard we get back. That should be fine. It's probably not necessary. Like, we probably have the money as it is. But... I guess we want to play one more Hunting Lodge before we do that. Because we want to be able to play, like, the Merchant Guilds. So go Merchant Guild, Vault, 4, 5. Schwunk. When we discarded here, we did not discard a Hunting Lodge. I think it's correct to discard here. Yeah, okay. So down there we have Recruiter and Copper. Discards 2 copper. Another copper, that's 3. That's 4. So actually, no. Is it another Merchant Guild? Shouldn't be. It's another silver. It's another silver. Okay. Okay. So, we already have the win. All right. Let's not bother to set aside. Yeah, easy. Oh, we can't buy a province. We're 1 coin short. Could have bought a gold. That would have been worth the same amount because we would have gotten palace points. Probably should have done that for whatever the version of style points is that would make J-Nail sad. Anyway, so yeah, it's interesting. Normally I would say getting the second recruiter is good, and it's weird for me to have not done that. And I kept talking about it. I'm going to get a second recruiter, and then I just never did it. I mean, part of the reason I didn't do it is because opponent did not get a second Sea Witch, so I was only getting a curse every other turn, which meant I was making forward progress. And in the meantime, like, from an action standpoint, recruiter, I didn't really need recruiter to be my village. And the payload was like, Merchant Guild ultimately isn't necessarily weak payload, but it's weak enough early in the game that it didn't feel very efficient to spend my buys on villagers, essentially, when like I didn't, it seemed like straightforward enough to just not get it, or to not like rely on villagers. Like there's like so much, like the duration effects plus the lost arts and the hunting lodges, like that all seemed, easier. Shout outs to Vault. Which is a better card than Idle? For those of you who are participating in that conversation. And like, I 100% would not have touched Idle on this board. Anyway, I mean, granted, I definitely did not need to take Vault. Like, I was kind of being fancy there. Like, I could have taken Ronin or like another Sea Witch or Recruiter, and it would have done more or less the same thing. Or Pilgrim. Maybe Pilgrim would have just been better. Pilgrim would have let me increase my hand size slightly more, which would have meant like it would have been easier to put in another Merchant Guild. I mean, I do think there's like the thing with Vault though here is that like I was able to use it to gain payload, like more payload than arguably than one additional Merchant Guild would give me, depending on like what time frame you're looking at. Like if you're over time, the Merchant Guild gives more, and a marginal Merchant Guild gives more payload because it gives the coffers, but within 1 to 2 turns, the Vault potentially gives substantially more payload, provided you have the buys to take advantage of it, which obviously you need some Merchant Guilds up front to be able to do that. But yeah, so like I think it's a reasonable pickup here. It's certainly not the high priority, and you're not going to pick it up early, but it's, towards the end, I think it does some work. But yeah, it's interesting that like getting only one recruiter was the way to go. Well, like I said, if the AI had gotten a second Sea Witch, I would have gotten a second recruiter. I would have been like, I have to do that to make forward progress. But it didn't, so I didn't. Lost Arts on Hunting Lodge was definitely not my plan. I was thinking like, let's put it on something terminal and turn it into a non-terminal. Like that's going to be like smoother, but just like I hit 6, I have no Merchant Guilds in play. Hunting Lodge is the most common card in my deck. It just seems easier, right? Like putting it on Sea Witch is only giving you 1 action a turn. Putting it on Recruiter is only giving you 1 action a turn. Putting it on Gear is only giving you 1 action per turn. And at that time, I had 1 Merchant Guild in my deck. And I had at least 3 Hunting Lodges. It's like, But sometimes these things don't go as you might expect. I think I guess I do think Hunting Lodge is probably, it's certainly one of the more likely cards to put plus actions on this board. Merchant Guild is definitely like an option. Pilgrim, I think, would be potentially reasonable if you end up building your deck that way. because like one thing you could do instead of bothering with hunting lodges is give Pilgrim, slap Lost Arts on Pilgrim, and then like, you know, do like one or two big recruiter trashes of something to give you the actions to play, like the Merchant Guilds. That would probably work fine. But yeah, and then of course there's the option to just not use Lost Arts at all and just use Recruiter in addition to some hunting lodges. But in this way seemed to work well enough. Yeah, probably lots of different ways that this could go depending on exactly what the AI does and exactly what your draws are, because you know, how many villagers you end up like having at what point in time is going to drive a lot of your decision making. Although there is less variance with that than normal because of the combination of gear and sea witch. Which is why it was so amazing that I had that one turn that was like bad. Because it was like, hey, wait a minute, like I have 2 cards set aside, I get to like draw and discard 2. I'm like still not finding my stuff. What? But yeah, it worked out okay. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.